Knowledge is a gift from God from the beginning of time. Knowledge has been one of the greatest gifts given to humanity. It is through knowledge that people have built civilizations, discovered cures, diseases, created works of art, and advanced in countless ways. But knowledge is not something that belongs to us alone. It is a divine blessing, a sacred trust given by God to be used for a higher purpose. It is not merely the accumulation of facts or the ability to reason, but a reflection of the wisdom that comes from the Creator Himself. When we look at the world around us, we see the fingerprints of divine knowledge everywhere. The intricate design of the human body, the perfect balance of nature, the vastness of the universe, these are all testimonies to the infinite wisdom of God. He has embedded knowledge into creation itself, allowing humanity to explore, to discover, and to understand. Every field of study, whether it is science, mathematics, literature, or philosophy, ultimately leads back to the realization that there is a greater intelligence behind all things. Throughout history, knowledge has been the foundation upon which great societies have been built. The ability to learn and pass down wisdom has allowed generations to grow and improve on what came before them. The written word, the discoveries of scientists, the teachings of scholars, all of these are manifestations of the knowledge that God has allowed mankind to uncover. But knowledge is not something that is obtained through human effort alone. It is a divine trust, a responsibility that must be handled with care. In many ways, knowledge is like a light. It has the power to illuminate the darkness, to guide those who seek the truth, and to reveal what was once hidden. But just as light can be used to bring warmth and vision, it can also be misused, casting shadows and leading people astray. This is why knowledge must always be accompanied by wisdom. It is not enough to simply know. We must understand how to use what we know for the greater good. The pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong journey. No one is born with all the answers, and no one will ever reach a point where there is nothing left to learn. Every experience, every challenge, and every moment of reflection is an opportunity to grow in wisdom. God in His mercy allows knowledge to come to those who seek it with sincerity. He opens doors for those who are willing to learn, guiding them toward understanding. But knowledge is not meant to be hoarded or used selfishly. It is meant to be shared, to uplift others, and to contribute to the betterment of society. Throughout history, those who have used their knowledge to serve others have left the greatest impact. The great teachers, the healers, the inventors, and the leaders who sought wisdom not for personal gain, but for the good of humanity, have shaped the world in profound ways. Their knowledge was not merely academic, it was rooted in a deep understanding of their responsibility to use their gifts for a higher purpose. True knowledge does not breed arrogance, but humility, for the more one learns, the more one realizes how vast and endless the pursuit of understanding truly is. But knowledge must also be protected. In a world where information is abundant and easily accessible, there is a danger of mistaking knowledge for wisdom. Just because something is known does not mean it is true. And just because something is learned does not mean it is beneficial. This is why discernment is so important. The ability to distinguish between what is right and what is misleading, what is valuable and what is harmful, is a crucial part of the responsibility that comes with the gift of knowledge. Furthermore, knowledge without a moral foundation can lead to destruction. History has shown that intelligence without ethics, science without conscience, and progress without compassion can result in great harm. When knowledge is separated from faith and morality, it becomes a tool for selfish ambition rather than a means for enlightenment and service. This is why knowledge must always be pursued with the intention of bringing good into the world. At the same time, knowledge is not limited to academic learning. Some of the greatest lessons in life come not from books, but from experience, from the wisdom of elders, and from the trials and challenges shape one's character. The ability to learn from mistakes, to grow from adversity, and to apply past experiences to future situations is a form of knowledge just as valuable as any formal education. God grants wisdom to those who seek it, often through the circumstances of life itself. In many ways, knowledge is also a test. How one chooses to use it reveals the true nature of their heart. Some may use knowledge to uplift, to teach, to heal, and to inspire. Others may use it to manipulate, to control, or to deceive. The responsibility that comes with knowledge is great, for with understanding comes the power to influence others. It is a gift that should never be taken lightly, for it carries consequences that extend far beyond the individual. A person who truly values knowledge does not simply seek it for themselves. They understand that learning is a duty, a means of serving others, and a way to fulfill the purpose they have been given. The greatest minds are those who use their understanding to help others, to strengthen their communities, and to leave the world better than they found it. True knowledge is not measured as not much one knows, but by how much one applies that knowledge to one. As long as we live, the opportunity to learn remains before us. Knowledge is a journey, a path that never truly ends. With every new discovery, every challenge overcome, and every lesson learned, we come closer to fulfilling the purpose for which we have been given this extraordinary gift. Learning with intention. From the moment a child takes their first breath, they begin to learn. They watch, they listen, they absorb the world around them. Learning is not something that begins in a classroom. It is a natural part of life, a journey that continues from birth to the final moments of existence. But not all learning is the same. Some gain knowledge without purpose, collecting information without direction. Others learn with clear intention, seeking wisdom that can shape their lives and guide their actions. It is this intentional learning that leads to true growth, meaning, and fulfillment. In a world overflowing with information, it's easy to mistake learning for mere accumulation of facts. People read books, attend lectures, and study subjects. But without a deeper purpose, knowledge remains shallow. Learning is not meant to be passive. It requires engagement, thoughtfulness, and a sense of direction. Those who learn with intention do not simply gather information, they seek understanding. They ask questions like, why am I learning this? How can I use this knowledge to better myself and others? How does this fit into the larger purpose of my life? When learning is guided by intention, it becomes transformative. It shapes character, strengthens resolve, and prepares individuals to face the challenges of life. Every great achievement, every advancement in history has come from those who learn with a purpose. The greatest thinkers, leaders, and inventors were not simply intelligent, they were intentional in their pursuit of knowledge. They did not seek education for its own sake, but because they had a vision for how it could be applied to make apply. Intention in learning is what separates wisdom from mere information. Many people today have access to unlimited knowledge at their fingertips, yet they remain lost. They consume facts without direction, allowing information to pass through them without truly absorbing its meaning. But those who learn with purpose are different. They do not simply memorize, they reflect. They do not just read, they internalize. They do not just listen, they apply what they have learned. This is the kind of learning that leads to wisdom, to understanding, to real growth. To learn with intention is to recognize that knowledge is a tool, not an end in itself. A craftsman does not gather tools just to admire them, he uses them to build something meaningful. Likewise, knowledge must be used with a higher goal in mind. Whether it is in science, literature, philosophy, or any other field, learning should always serve a purpose beyond personal gain. It should be a means of improving oneself, contributing to society, and fulfilling a greater calling. History is filled with examples of those who learn with intention. The great philosophers did not study ideas for amusement. They sought to uncover truth and wisdom. The most renowned scientists did not conduct experiments for curiosity alone. They pursued knowledge with the goal of discovery and innovation. The greatest teachers did not simply pass on facts. They shaped minds, inspired hearts, and changed lives. In each case, their learning was driven by a clear purpose, a vision beyond themselves. But intentional learning does not always mean seeking the highest level of education. It is not about degrees, titles, or accolades. Some of the wisest people are not those who have studied in great institutions, but those who have learned the lessons of life with depth and purpose. A farmer who understands the land, a craftsman who perfects his trade, a mother who teaches her children with love and wisdom. These are all examples of learning with intention. True education is not confined to schools and universities. It is a lifelong process of seeking wisdom and applying it in meaningful ways. And a person who learns with intention does not allow distractions to pull them away from their goal. In today's world, it is easy to become overwhelmed by endless streams of information news. Social media, entertainment, and opinions flood the mind from every direction. But intentional learners know how to focus. They know how to filter out the noise and seek knowledge that aligns with their purpose. They are not drawn into every passing trend, but remain steadfast in their pursuit of wisdom that truly matters. Learning with intention also requires humility. Those who seek knowledge with purpose understand that they do not have all the answers. They remain open to growth, correction, and new perspectives. Arrogance in learning leads to stagnation, but humility allows for continuous improvement. The wisest people are not those who claim to know everything, but those who acknowledge how much more there is to learn. Another essential part of intentional learning is the willingness to apply what is learned. Knowledge that remains in the mind alone serves little purpose. It must be put into action, used to solve problems, to help others, to build, to teach, to heal. A doctor who studies medicine but never treats a patient. A leader who learns strategy but never leads. A scholar who studies wisdom but never shares it. These are examples of knowledge without purpose. True learning is active, not passive. It must be lived out in daily life. There is also a moral responsibility that comes with intentional learning. Knowledge can be a force for great good, but if misused, it can also be a tool for harm. Throughout history, intelligence without ethics has led to destruction. Science without morality, leadership without integrity, power without wisdom, these things have caused great suffering. Learning with intention means seeking knowledge not just for personal success, but for the betterment of others. It means using one's abilities to serve, to uplift, and to bring light into the world. Those who learn with intention understand that every lesson, every experience, every challenge is an opportunity for growth. They do not shy away from difficulties, for they know that wisdom is often born from struggle. They embrace both success and failure as teachers, understanding that even in setbacks there is something to be learned. Every moment of life holds a lesson for those who are willing to see it. There is no limit to what can be learned when one seeks knowledge with purpose. The mind, like a well-tended garden, flourishes when cultivated with care and intention. Those who pursue learning with a clear vision will find themselves not only growing in knowledge, but also in wisdom, strength, and understanding. Knowledge is one of the greatest gifts a person can receive. It has the power to transform lives, open doors, and create opportunities that once seemed impossible. But knowledge is not meant to be hoarded or used for selfish gain. It is meant to be shared, to uplift others, to bring light into darkness. True knowledge is not just about personal success, it is about service. It is about taking what has been learned and using it to make the world a better place. Throughout history, the most influential and respected individuals were not those who simply accumulated knowledge, but those who used to serve others. Teachers, scholars, scientists, leaders, and innovators, each of them took what they learned and applied it in ways that benefited those around them. They did not seek knowledge for power or recognition, but rather as a means to solve problems, to educate, to heal, and to improve the lives of those in need. Their learning was not passive, it was active, purposeful, and driven by a desire to serve. Knowledge is like a candle. When it is shared, it does not diminish. Instead, it spreads light. A single candle can brighten a dark room, but when that flame is passed from one to another, the whole space is illuminated. This is the nature of true wisdom. It grows when it is given away. Those who use their knowledge to teach, guide, and support others are not losing anything. They are enriching the world, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond what they can see. Serving others through knowledge begins with recognizing that learning is a responsibility, not just a privilege. When a person gains understanding in any area, whether in medicine, engineering, law, education, or any other field, they are entrusted with something valuable. They have been given a tool that can be used to help others. But if they keep that tool to themselves, it serves no real purpose. A doctor who refuses to heal, a teacher who refuses to teach, an inventor who refuses to share their discoveries, all of these are examples of wasted potential. Knowledge must be put into action, or it becomes meaningless. There are countless ways to serve others through knowledge. Teachers dedicate their lives to educating the next generation, passing on wisdom that shapes the future. Scientists and researchers work tirelessly to develop cures for diseases, new technologies, and solutions to the world's greatest challenges. Writers and speakers share ideas that inspire, motivate, and bring hope. Engineers and builders design infrastructures that improve the quality of life for communities. In every field, there is an opportunity to use knowledge for the benefit of others. But serving others through knowledge does not always require a prestigious title or a formal position. It can be as simple as sharing wisdom with a friend in need, mentoring a young person who is searching for direction, or using one's skills to assist those who are struggling. A person does not need to be a professor to teach, a doctor to heal, or a politician to lead. Sometimes the greatest impact comes from small acts of service, helping a neighbor understand something new, guiding a child toward wisdom, or using personal experiences to encourage someone facing difficulties. There is great fulfillment in using knowledge to serve others. Many people seek happiness in wealth, status, or personal achievements, but joy is found in making a difference. When knowledge is used to uplift others, it creates a sense of purpose and meaning that no material success can provide. Those who dedicate their lives to service often find that in giving to others, they receive far more in return. The satisfaction of seeing someone grow, learn, and thrive because of shared wisdom is one of the greatest rewarding a person can experience. However, serving others through knowledge requires humility. Those who are truly wise understand that learning is an ongoing journey. No one has all the answers, and there is always more discovered. A person who uses their knowledge to serve must be willing to listen, to learn from others, and to adapt. Arrogance can turn knowledge into a weapon rather than a tool for good. But when approached with a humble heart, learning becomes a bridge that treats people, fosters understanding, and creates positive change. Another key aspect of serving others through knowledge is accessibility. There are many who lack the opportunities to learn, whether due to poverty, discrimination, or lack of resources. Those who have been blessed with education have a responsibility to make knowledge more accessible to those who need it most. This may mean providing scholarships, creating programs for underserved communities, or simply offering time and effort to teach and mentor. Education should never be a privilege for the few. It should be a light that reaches as many as possible. The impact of sharing knowledge can be seen across generations. A teacher's words can shape a student's future. A scientist's discovery can save millions of lives. A mentor's guidance can change the course of someone's path. The knowledge shared today has the potential to impact not just the present, but also the future. Those who invest in serving others through knowledge are building a legacy that will outlive them, leaving behind a world that is wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. Even in times of difficulty, knowledge remains a powerful tool for service. In moments of crisis, those of expertise in medicine, logistical and problem solving can step forward to provide solutions. In times of moral confusion, those with wisdom and understanding can offer guidance. When people feel lost, those who have studied and reflected on truth can bring clarity. The ability to serve through knowledge is not limited to times of peace and stability. It is often in moments of hardship that it is most needed. Ultimately, those who dedicate themselves to serving others through knowledge are fulfilling a greater purpose. They are not just learners, they are givers, builders, and lights in the darkness. They understand that knowledge is not meant to be stored away, but to be used, shared, and multiplied. They see learning not as a means to personal gain, but as a calling to uplift others. Through their efforts, they inspire, heal, teach, and lead, leaving a lasting impact that extends far beyond their own lives. Faith, wisdom, and responsibility are three pillars that shape the course of a meaningful life. Each of these qualities holds great power on its own, but when they are combined, they create a foundation that leads to strength, purpose, and impact. Faith provides direction, wisdom offers understanding, and responsibility ensures that both are put into action. Together, they guide individuals toward a life that is not only fulfilling, but also a blessing to others. Faith is the anchor of the soul. It is the unwavering belief in something greater than oneself, the confidence that there is a higher purpose to life. Faith is what carries a person through trials and uncertainties. When the path ahead is unclear, faith gives assurance that there is a reason for every challenge, a lesson in every hardship, and a guiding hand even in the darkest moments. It is not simply a passive belief, but an act of trust, one that influences decisions, shapes character, and strengthens resolve. A life without faith is like a ship without a compass, drifting aimlessly without direction. Faith gives meaning to the journey, reminding people that their struggles are not in vain and that their efforts have a greater purpose. It teaches patience in adversity, hope in the face of failure, and gratitude for the blessings that often go unnoticed. But faith is not just about personal comfort, it is also about trust in what is right, trust in truth, and trust in the responsibilities given to each person. Yet faith alone is not enough. It must be accompanied by wisdom. While faith gives direction, wisdom provides the understanding needed to navigate life's complexities. Wisdom is more than knowledge, it is the ability to apply knowledge in the right way. A person may know many things, but without wisdom, knowledge can be misused, misunderstood, or even cause harm. Wisdom is the guiding force that helps distinguish between right and wrong, between what is temporary and what is eternal, between what is good and what is truly best. Wisdom is gained through experience, reflection, and humility. It is not something that comes instantly but grows over time. Those who seek wisdom must be willing to listen, to learn, and to recognize that they do not have all the answers. A wise person does not act out of impulse but considers the consequences of their actions. They do not speak without thought but measure their words carefully, knowing that words have power. They do not follow the crowd blindly but seek truth even when it is unpopular or difficult. True wisdom also comes with a sense of responsibility. A person who has faith and understanding must recognize their duty to live according to what they know is right. Responsibility is the commitment to uphold principles, to serve others, and to use one's gifts for the greater good. It is not enough to believe in truth. One must also act upon it. It is not enough to have wisdom. One must also apply it in daily life. Responsibility is what turns faith into action and wisdom into impact. Responsibility means understanding that every choice carries weight. Every action influences others, whether directly or indirectly. A responsible person does not act carelessly, but considers how their decisions affect their family, their community, and the world around them. They understand that their talents, opportunities, and resources are not theirs to waste, but to use wisely. They do not live for themselves alone, but seek ways to contribute and to give and to leave a lasting legacy of good. Faith without responsibility can lead to complacency. A person may believe strongly in truth, but fail to live it out. They may trust in a greater purpose, but refuse to take action toward fulfilling that purpose. Wisdom without responsibility can lead to arrogance. A person may have great knowledge, but use it only for personal gain, never considering the needs of others. Responsibility ensures that both faith and wisdom are put to proper use, guiding people to live lives of integrity, service, and compassion. Throughout history, the greatest leaders, thinkers, and change makers have been those who embraced all three: faith, wisdom, and responsibility. They were not content with simply believing in something greater. They sought understanding and took action. They did not just accumulate knowledge, they used it for the benefit of others. They did not just recognize their duties, they fulfilled them with courage and determination. Their lives serve as examples of how these three qualities, when combined, can create a powerful and lasting impact. But responsibility is not always easy. It requires sacrifice, discipline, and perseverance. It means choosing what is right even when it is difficult, standing firm in truth even when it is unpopular, remaining committed even when the road is long. A responsible person does not seek shortcuts or avoid challenges. Instead, they face them with faith, guided by wisdom and strengthened by the knowledge that their efforts have purpose. There are many distractions in life that can pull people away from faith, wisdom, and responsibility. The pursuit of wealth, status, or personal comfort can cloud judgment and lead people to neglect what truly matters. But those who stay grounded in these three qualities will find that their lives are not only fulfilling but also meaningful. They will find joy in serving others, confidence in knowing they are walking the right path, and peace in the assurance that their lives have purpose beyond themselves. Faith, wisdom, and responsibility are not qualities that are developed overnight. They require dedication, self-reflection, and a willingness to grow. But those who cultivate them will find strength in difficult times, clarity in confusion, and fulfillment in knowing that they are living according to a higher calling. These three pillars form the foundation of a life well lived, a life that is guided by truth, enriched by understanding, and devoted to service. In the journey of life, faith, wisdom, and responsibility serve as guiding pillars that shape our character and purpose. Faith provides strength and direction, wisdom grants understanding, and responsibility turns belief into action. Together, they lead to a life of integrity, service, and fulfillment. Those who embrace these qualities find meaning beyond personal success, impacting the world with their actions and choices. In a world filled with distractions, staying rooted in faith, seeking wisdom, and fulfilling responsibilities ensures a life well lived, one that uplifts others, honors truth, and leaves a lasting legacy of goodness, purpose, and unwavering commitment to what is right.